Hello and thank you for tuning in. Today we shall dwell into the latest offering from Dhamma Productions, Mr. and Mrs Mahi. But this film has absolutely nothing to do with the lives of Mr. and Mrs Dhoni. Surprise, surprise. Mr. and Mrs Mahi is the second film pairing Rajkummar Rao and Janhvi Kapoor post their work in Ruhi, produced by Karan Johar and directed by Sharan Sharma, who previously directed Janhvi in Gunjan Saxena. Mahendra, played by Rajkummar Rao, is an aspiring cricketer who is well past his prime, now resigned to manage his father Kumud Mishra's sports store. Mishra, a salesman at heart, tries to peddle a glossy and fake image of his underwhelming son to see him happily married to Dr. Mahima, played by Janhvi Kapoor. But hold on to your hats. Rajkummar, in a twist worthy of daytime soap operas, spills the beans to Janhvi about his real, unvarnished self, a failure far from the star athlete his father hyped him to be. And in a cinematic twist that defies all logic, Dr. Janhvi Kapoor falls head over heels for this candid confession and decides to marry him just in a true Bollywood style. Post-marriage, Rajkummar learns that Janhvi is not just a doctor but also a street cricketer aficionado forced into medicine by her father's ambitions. Rajkummar then takes on the role of her coach, marking the start of his overly dramatic journey. This story attempts to blend the ego clashes of Amitabh Bachchan and Jaya Bhaduri in Abhiman with a sprinkle of Shahid Kapoor's jersey for good measure. By the end, Janhvi gets selected for the Indian women's cricket team. Spoiler alert, it's a slog. The biggest issue with this film lies in its story and screenplay. The first half barely manages to keep you engaged thanks to the cute chemistry between Rajkummar Rao and Janhvi Kapoor. But the moment cricket enters the narrative, everything goes for a toss, a bouncer if you will. The cricket coaching and matches are so superficially portrayed that they will fail to keep you invested in the supposed high-stake drama between Rajkummar Rao and Janhvi. How does a highly educated person like Janhvi Kapoor decides that Rajkummar is sweet, open-hearted guy after just 2 meetings and leap into marriage? Instead, Mr. and Mrs. Mahi could have been a much more compelling love story. When Rajkummar reveals his true self to Janhvi, it should have marked the beginning of their friendship. Janhvi could have frequented his sports stores, revealing her interest in cricket, thus deepening their bond. Rajkummar could have inspired her to pursue her cricketing dreams, becoming her mentor. Through this journey, love could blossom with all its accompanying turbulences and misunderstandings, eventually leading to their marriage and happily ever after. Now that would be a love story worth watching rather than this half-baked sports drama served cold. Rajkummar Rao is as usual reliably decent in his role, while Janhvi Kapoor shines in the first half but falters spectacularly in the second half, especially where she was expected to bring the emotional heft. None of the scenes manages to tug at your heartstrings, and the cricket matches are about as thrilling as watching paint dry. The story is just average, and the screenplay and direction leave much to be desired. Director Sharan Sharma struggles valiantly but ultimately fails to deliver impactful scenes and compelling storyline. It's almost as if he has attempted to play cricket with a tennis racket. Anay Goswami's cinematography is decent, though that's about the highest praise one can muster. The songs, though situational, turned out to be speed breakers that made an already slow film feel like a snail's marathon, and Jon Stewart's Eduri's background score is just okay, nothing to write much about. Editing by Nitin Bed could have been far sharper. Instead, the film drags its feet with numerous scenes that slow and pace to crawl. All in all, Mr. and Mrs. Mahi is a film that promises much but delivers little, much like an overhyped cricketer who can't seem to hit a six to save his life. Please like and share our videos, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Hit the bell icon to receive personal notifications about our latest content. Thank you. Take care.